Hey guys, in this video I'm going to add the edit feature of our product management module. So first thing we need to do is here on the button we should have this class update product, and then we need to add a JavaScript code. So this is from the IMS or the ordinary PHP file, PHP code. As you can see here, we can just use this line to check if the click element has this class, and if has, then let's just alert hi for now to check. So if we click the edit, as you can see, it shows the hi or alert the hi text. So next thing is we need to have this code to prevent loading of the page. So if we edit, as you can see, it is not reloading, so it prevents the default mechanism. And then let's just copy this one, and basically we're just going to pull the product ID from the element. So if we log this one, it should display the product ID passed to the element. So let's refresh and open the console and edit. As you can see, it shows us the ID, or display us the ID of the product. So next thing we need to do now is we are going to show this dialog. So we need to create that function first, and we're just going to copy that one from this raw PHP code or project, sorry. So since this one is JavaScript, so we can just copy that one, paste here, and then next thing is, so since this is Laravel, what we're going to do is we need to create a new route, and we pass the ID of that product. So now let us go to our web.php, and then here we are going to register a new endpoint. So let's just copy this one, and then here we can just use this, so product, and then pass the product ID, and we'll get the product info of the product. So here we can create that function, get product, and basically since we pass the product here, we can just use product, and that will automatically find us that record in the database. So let's try. Before, we'll just use first this one directly in the URL to check, and then we can here in our code. So I did skip some part of the video, so I had trouble creating this function or script for this function. So basically we need first to get the suppliers, all suppliers in our database. So we can just use supplier get, and then next is we need also to return the product supplier. So for now we'll just use or return as a JSON, so we'll attach suppliers to the suppliers, and then the product to the product key and then also load the suppliers of the product. So in our script, let's try to click the edit. As you can see here, we have the product, and then here we have all the suppliers list. The reason we have this one is we are going to show it in the form or the dialog form. So first thing is the suppliers list. We need to get or loop all the suppliers, and then we need also to check the product, the current product. If that supplier is the supplier of the product, that we need to attach or set it as selected in the option. So here, let's just create a new variable. So like call it product info, and we'll store here the information of the product. So that's the product key. We can also use this method, the dot, instead of the array. And then let's pull the list of suppliers, so which is in the suppliers key. So actually the product details, we can just replace the product info with product details, and then here the response, we'll just call it response variable. So now we have this data. We need to get the current suppliers list, so basically this here. So it's already set. You can just remove and use this method instead of the bracketing. So are all set, I guess. Let's see. So we loop to all the this one, the product, it's the details. So here we need to get first all the suppliers ID. So using this one, we'll be able to get all the supplier list or the suppliers of the current product. So it will just return an array of ID. So basically this is just looping all the current suppliers and returning us the ID of those suppliers. So if we refresh, you can see it returns us an array of the current suppliers of the product. Next thing to do is we are going to loop all the suppliers list. So this one, paste that one, and let's just change that one to supplier, and then we need to check if this supplier is a current or it exists in the product, or basically it's a current supplier of the product that we are going to edit. Then we need to set the attribute to selected. So again, here we're going to pull the ID or set the ID as the value, and then the name for the label. So now let's test the button edit. As you can see, it pulls us the suppliers and set the current supplier of the product. So now let's go to the exciting part, updating the details. First is we need to have this function. So those save updated data. So let's copy that one, and then so here this is the old code. You can just grab this one. Let's copy and then copy and paste it here. So let's so here for the endpoint we need to update that one. So in our web.php we need to register a new route. Let's copy and paste. So this one we are going to add the product ID and then update. So here let's create a function called update product, and then here we are going to update the endpoints or the URL, and this product, this should be the ID of the product. So we save that one, we pass the form element, and here let's see, I think it's okay not to use that kind of endpoint, like just pass it in the form and do the processing in the function. So let's just remove that one and use product update. And then here let's update also. So let's refresh, edit, save, boom, error. So here we have an error. So thing is we need to have the CSRF token, since this requires, I mean, we are updating data, so we need that token in the update Ajax function, or we need to pass this token when updating or adding data. So you can just use this one, the form data. Let's just create this variable first, new form data, and we pass the form, and then here we are going to use the form data. So now if we view a product, edit, and then submit, so it's still an error, token mismatch. So let's check. Where's the payload? So the token here is undefined. So here in our layouts.app.php, we can add that one in the head section of our HTML. So here I'm going to use this one. So now once we update, it will get the value of the token. So if we edit and click OK, so the token is set. However, there's a new error, so we still need to create this function. So public function, and then here you can just grab all the request data. So let's start a request, and let's dump all the request here to test. Let's edit. Okay, and when you check that one, you can see our data has been passed. Suppliers, product name. So let's edit again. Need to to try, let's see if it is captured. As you can see, they are all captured. So for now, the image, let's just talk that one in next video. So let's just handle first the text. So first is we need to get or initialize the product using the request PID with the key. So can just copy and paste that one. So product name, and then get the here. Next is the description, and then let's go with product description. So actually, this product, it should be request. In the next minute, I'm going to update that one. So it's product save. And then here, since we have multiple suppliers attached to a product, we need to detach and attach the suppliers. So here's what we're going to do. So in our product model, we have this function. We can just use that one. So detach first. Use that method, and then we're going to attach the request and the suppliers. So here, this one I mentioned earlier should be request. So let's try, refresh, edit, and then let's select two suppliers, update them. It's 200, so let's refresh the page. You can see they are all now updated. So again, I think we are missing the price here. Going to add a new element, or form element to capture the price of the product. So let's can just copy this one, paste, and then here will be, let's set the ID to price, and then here the name will be the price. This one is update the label to price, and then finally the value to the current price. So let's refresh and edit, and as you can see, the price form is now set. So again, in our function, we're going to capture that one. So in our controller, we are going to save that one. Let's refresh, let's edit, and save. So there's no error. Let's refresh. So the price is not updated. So this one, the reason is because of the database structure. So you need to increase the database length for the price column in the table to capture larger values. So this is the once it's success, then we need to just reload the page. So in our function, we need to catch or store them, enclose them in a try catch statement. So if it's a success, let's just return this message. So JSON, and then here create your own message, but just use successfully updated. And then maybe let's just check. So success, let's set this one to true. And below, well, basically we'll just copy and then I'll just set the success to false. Here, let's see the message. Let's just get the actual error message. Let's edit and then let's try. And as you can see, they are now updated. And let's try again. So the 140, the price, again, it won't work since we need to adjust the number or the length in our database. So here, let's just do, I'm not sure if this will also accept this length and price. See, yep. So basically you just need to update the price column in order to capture larger price value. So as you can see, it's all working. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how the product image, or how do we handle the product image, uploading image in Laravel. Thank you.